What's up, YouTube? Miguel, Pastor Crespo here. I'm traveling to a funeral of all things, but I've been kind of not been doing my videos the way I've been planning on doing for the channel. So I thought I would knock one out here while I'm driving. I got a devotional thought for you, but before I share it with you, listen, I need you to do something for me. You need to read the Bible. There's 2 chapters in the Bible that I'm going to need for you to read in order for this to make sense. And this is Ezra chapter 9 and Ezra chapter 10. All right? Read those 2, and what I'm going to share with you then you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right? Having said that, let's get this party started. The book of Ezra in chapter 9 and 10 tells a story of what happened with the captives that were freed from Babylon and came back to Israel. The Israelites were enslaved by the Babylonians some time back, and then there came a time when they were actually freed, and they went back to Israel. Not all of them, but many of them did. The interesting thing is that some of the things that got them in trouble in the past, they started to do again. One being that many of the people that went back continued to intermarry with the foreigners, the people around them who did not worship the same God. Now, what's the big deal? Well, this is the problem. This is what caused their problem in the first place. They were intermarrying, they were having these relationships with people that worshiped other gods, and it weakened their faith in God, weakened their trust in God, and then they ended up becoming enslaved by Babylon. But the solution, oh my goodness, when Ezra came and he found out what was going on, he actually convened, I'm going to call it a committee. This committee got together and called every one of the people who were there that had come back from the captivity, and they investigated if they had married foreigners and if they had children with them. Their solution? They made them get divorced from these foreigners. So these people sent their foreign wives away and their children. Wow. Now why is that a problem? I guess it's a problem for me, partly because in the Bible, God states very clearly that He hates divorce. He doesn't hate people that get divorced, but He hates the act of divorce because He knows about the pain and suffering that it brings to people. But yet this was the solution that they chose to solve a problem. So here's the question that I have. How is it that you have a spiritual problem and yet you come up with a solution that God says He does not agree with when it's done? Well, here's what I want to leave you with. Here's the devotional thought that I want to leave you with. And that is, on one hand, you have God's ideal. We're going to hold on to the wheel. On one hand, you have God's ideal. That is what God wants for you, His love for you, His plan for your life. And let me tell you, His plan for you is good. On the other hand, you have what we call life. And in life, we make a lot of choices. And many of them are often bad or dumb. The further that you get away from God's ideal, the more messy and problematic your life is going to be. Here's the thing. You can make so many bad choices that you get to a place where in order to get to God's ideal again, you have to make some painful choices. And they're things that God doesn't want for you. But if we had lived up to God's ideal in the first place, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in. So, sometimes life hurts. And sometimes even coming back and being right with God can hurt. But let me tell you that God's ideal for us, the closer that you live to God's ideal for you, the less messy and problematic your life will be. So, save yourself a lot of heartache. Choose God's ideal. You'll be glad that you did. It's Pastor Crespo. We'll see you next time.